What's up? What's up? What's up? What a world! What a fight, family! It's your boy Mac with Stay Ready Boxing TV coming at you with some news you can use. And I got one of the legends of the fighting game with us today. I got that boy Chop Corley. What's up with it, man?
Not much. How your day going, man?
Man, slow boogie, man. Sitting here in this Texas weather. Don't know if it want to be hot. It don't know if it want to be cold, man.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Long as it's not cold.
Yeah. It's 56 here right now. It was just 80. Matter of fact, it was 90 Monday. Yeah, man. I see you rolling around. I see you with the family.
I'm about to get dropped off at the horseshoe. Baby.
Right on. Man, so tell me. I know you just had a fight back in March. Are you still active or you retired?
Bare knuckle fight.
Oh, you bare knuckle fight.
Yeah.
When is that going to take place?
That date was December the 6th, but I spoke to the promoter, Dave Feldman, and they don't have December 6th date no more. So we got to get a new date. They got a date November 16th in Biloxi, Mississippi. But I don't think he's going to be able to get me on that card because he's going to fight the champion. So we're going to have to wait probably till next year before I can do my debut at bare knuckle. But other than that, I'm still in the gym, staying ready just in case a regular fight pop up.
Yeah, I see you at the gym. You always working out. I swear you always working out. Some of these young fighters, you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready. You know, that's why they call me Stay Ready. Yeah, you kind of breaking up on me. I see you guys in the chat. I see D-Lo for boxing, one of them ones boxing, E. Woodson. I see you guys, but you look froze over there. Okay, there you go. So, so with this bare boxing, what made you decide to go from professional ranks with regular boxing to doing bare knuckles?
The reason I'm going into it is only one reason. I can't get a fight in the ring. Nobody don't want to fight me, man. They say it's a risk. I don't want to put my prospect in there with you. You're dangerous. So I want to fight. I love to fight. That's why I got into boxing to fight. So it's a chance for me to get in there and fight. That's what I love to do.
Yeah, I understand it. And you said that's why you got into fighting. I mean, boxing is because you love to fight. So take me to that. What started you in the whole process of deciding this is what you wanted to do for the rest of your life and your career?
When I was down at the rec center at 10 years old after school, they would go in there and they would start practicing at 7 o'clock. And the trainer at that time, his name was Kenny. He asked me, "Do you want to box?" I said, "No." He said, "Why?"
You kind of breaking up on me, champ.
It's different fighting. I said, "Well, what do you get if you win?" He said, "You get a trophy or a medal most of the time." And he said, "You get to travel." And he said, "Come in and show you." And he went in the room and showed me all these trophies. He said some of these trophies belong to the fighters in the gym. I said, "Why they don't take them home?" He said, "Because they have so many that they can't take no more home. They don't have room." So I said, "Okay, I'll think about it." I went home and I asked my mother, "Can I join boxing?" And she said, "No." My mother didn't want me to box because I have asthma.
Mm-hmm.
And I just continued to press her, and at the time, me asked her to box. She was still saying no, but I was already down at the gym learning how to box. I was practicing. And then when I turned 11 years old, I had my first amateur fight. It was the Junior Olympics. I put my first trophy on. And from that point, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a boxer. I wanted to win trophies. I didn't think of being a professional fighter at a young age at that time. It didn't get serious to me until 1992.
Okay. And so when did you decide that this is what I was going to do? You said, well, in 1992, but What was that moment you decided this is what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and turn pro. I feel like I can be. This is gonna be a lucrative career for me.
When I fought the Eastern Trials, I lost to Junior Witter from Fort Bragg Army team, and then I watched him fight Oscar in Barcelona in the Olympics in '92,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was a wake up call for me. That showed me how close I was to making it to the Olympics, and I wasn't taking boxing serious back then, but I was good enough to make it to the Eastern Trials of the Olympics. Yeah. And then I took off. I didn't box 93, 94. I took 2 years off of my career to gather my thoughts. And once I got my once I got my thoughts together, them 2 years of not boxing and just focusing on me as a kid, I came back in 1995 and I said I'm gonna try to make 96 Olympics.
Okay.
I had 36 fights in 1995 as an amateur. I won 30 out of the 36, and I made it to Colorado Springs for the Olympic training camp. And that's where I fought Fernando Vargas. And when I lost to Fernando, I won the Golden Gloves, and after the Golden Gloves, I said I'm turning pro after that. That was it for me.
Okay. That's what's up. And I seen you. You know, when you turned pro, you done fought so many of our legendary fighters. You done fought Mayweather. You done fought Marcos McDonough. You done fought Zab Judah. You done fought Devin. The list goes on.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, man.
yeah, because you done fought almost, man. You done fought damn near 100 professional fights.
World champion.
Yeah,
I done fought down 15 world champions.
And you're a former world champion yourself.
With 85 professional fights, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. You know, out of all those champions that you've fought, or who was your hardest fight as a pro?
The hardest, I would say the most skillful one would be the Mayweather fight. That was the most skillful fighter I fought. But the hardest one, it would have to be Lucas Matisse, because he was just so bigger than me. And he was just like a tsunami, and I was just a piece of tree branch in the water, and the waves were just coming so big.
I did not expect you to say Lucas Matisse, and he's a damn good fighter, but I didn't expect you to say to him. I was thinking
that motherfucker.
So he expecting Marcos McDonough or even Zab Judah at that.
Oh nah. Zab won a split decision. He got away with a good murder that night. The knockdown won the fight for him.
Yeah.
And that's why he didn't give me a rematch. Madonna, that was a very tough. And I watched that fight the other day. The first couple rounds, we were doing great in there. I was mixing it up with him, and then he just started fading in the end and throwing a lot of headshots, hit me in the back of my head, and the ref wasn't saying anything about it. But that was a good fight.
Yeah. What about that? What about that? You know, I say in your later fights, like Victor Postal and Thomas Delorme, were those harder fights, or I ain't gonna say harder than the one you had with Lucas Matisse, but were those tough opponents as well?
No, not at all. Thomas Delorme, no, he was just a tall fighter. I was much older then, and style make fights. He fought the perfect fight, and I wasn't dedicated the way I am back then. I'm more dedicated now to my craft and my conditioning compared to back then. I always stayed ready, so I can do a fight out the country in Russia, and then come back, and then Lou DiBella or one of them will call me like, "Would you be interested in fighting in 7 to 8 days?" I stayed ready, so I took the fight.
Yeah, and that is crazy. What do you think about these promoters doing that with a lot of these fighters, and the promote game as a whole?
Well, the fighters, they're taking breaks after they fight now. They're not back in the gym the way the old fighters were, so they can't be called on at a notice to take a fight.
Yeah, and a lot of these fighters don't have the skill set of the older fighters either. I don't see as much head movement with these fighters nowadays as you did in the past fighters. You don't see a lot of the defense. You see some defense, but it's not as effective as it was in the past. What do you think about the way these fighters are fighting nowadays?
They pretty much looking to land the headshots and get the knockout compared to using their skills and getting the win on the decision. They want nothing but knockouts at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I do see that. I see a lot of that. You don't have the boxers. You have more. You got the few boxers still in the game. You know, Earl is still breaking his opponents down. You have fighters like Shakur Stevenson, and I see them. They're working the jab. They're breaking the fighters down. You even got fighters like Darwin Price, who's working his way up the ranks. I see him. He was boxing. Now he's coming into his power, and he's starting to get more knockouts now. But he was boxing at first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, you see that nowadays. But out of all the fighters, who is your favorite fighter out right now?
Out right now, I would say it's a couple. Two on my southpaws, who would be Lomachenko and Tank Davis.
You have Lomachenko number one pound for pound right now?
I wouldn't say number one pound for pound, but he's on that list. He wouldn't be number one, even though he's beating everybody.
I know Ring Magazine had him number one. That's why I asked. I say, but I still, me personally, I say Canelo's number one and Terrence Crawford number two. That's just me. I look at it a little differently because Canelo done fought. He's in the fight nothing but champions, even though he's aging them out when he's fighting them.
I can say that also. I give Canelo the edge on that because I mean he's moved up to different weight classes and he's still beating them. Crawford, he's doing the same thing. Lomachenko, he hasn't really moved up in the weight classes yet. He's just staying where he's at.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to leave 135. I think he's going to finish his career out there. What do you think about the state of boxing right now? With all this moving around, fighters not fighting, things like that, especially
when you say moving around fight, what do you mean?
Well, you got fighters like Canelo. Now, I give Canelo his props because he is moving around and fighting these other guys in other divisions, but he's not cleaning out his division, like fighting a Demetrius Andrade, fighting a Jamal Charlo, taking the tough fights.
Okay.
Huh?
I see what you're saying. It's not so much the fighters control no more. It's more the promoters and the network. And it's like monopoly. They want to monopolize the fight game. The fighters not picking and choosing who they want to fight. It's the network and the promoters where they want them to move up in weight to keep the sport bigger. They want to build Canelo like they did Mayweather. Mayweather moved up in different weight classes and beat everybody. So they're trying to do the same thing with Canelo.
Yeah. I can see that. I never even thought of it like that. But yeah, I can see that. So a lot of this is the networks pushing these fighters to do things, do different things than what we accustomed of seeing. Like when I grew up watching these fighters, they wanted to be undisputed. They wanted all the belts.
They want to fight everybody in their weight class who had the title. Yeah. And that's what Earl Smith wanted to do.
Yeah. I think he's gonna do it before it's all said and done. As a matter of fact, I got a question from somebody in the chat. One of them ones boxing said, what's the origin behind the name Chop Chop?
I got the name because I love to eat, man. When I was 10 years old, it was a Silver Glove tournament, and we drove from D.C. to the national championship, and that was in Nashville, Tennessee. And when we got there, we were all hungry, but we had to check our weight before we went out to eat. And I got on the scale, I was weighing 65 pounds. My trainer said, okay, you right on point at weight. Now, when we go eat, you got to eat light. I said, okay, I'm gonna get a salad and everything. Man, we went to it was Wendy's, and back then Wendy's had the salad buffet. Man, we went to Wendy's. I had everything, a salad. I had the salad, everything in the buffet I had, including the Sunday, the milkshake, the banana split. I had it all. I went from 65 pounds to 75 pounds overnight. My trainer said, you chop that food up, I'm gonna call you Chop Chop. Now you got to move up to 75 pounds to fight the bigger guy. I did good though. I made to the championship at 75 pounds. I fought Danny Ramirez, a Hall of Famer.
Oh
That
shit!
was 1987. Yeah.
Did you win that fight?
No, I lost to Danny in the championship.
Oh damn, that's crazy. I wish I can go back and see some of those amateur fights. Matter of fact, who are some of the amateurs that you fought that ended up becoming something big as far as boxers?
Fernando Vargas.
Yeah.
Ishai Smith. Man, Floyd, we never fought each other, but he was smaller than me. Zab, we didn't meet in the amateurs because he lost in the Golden Glove. Hector Camacho lost in the Golden Gloves also. But those are the names that we were scheduled to fight each other, but they just didn't win. And I did.
Damn. That would have been a good one, you and Hector Camacho. That's one of my favorite fighters. I got another one in the chat. He said, if you could do one rematch, what would it be and why? Or who would it be and why?
It's funny you asked that. He came to the gym today. It would be Floyd. And why? I mean, I just want him to exchange with me and just sit there and fight. I would clip him because he don't got the punching power.
Nah. Yeah, you know, his hands are brittle, so you know he ain't trying to keep breaking them. Hey, somebody in the chat asked, hold on, let me move back up because that was a good question. He said, if that video with him and his son in the ring was real, he said, it reminds me of an ass whooping I took from one of my uncles.
Oh, yeah, that ass whooping was real for my son. He put pee in my coffee.
Oh, man, yeah, that's out of line.
I had to find a way to get him back. I wanted to take his iPhone and crush it, but I think doing that to a child, when you crush their phone, that's mental right there. That really hurt him.
Yeah, it do.
And then he probably would have tried to take my phone and crush mine, and I would have had to beat him to death then. Don't mess with a man's phone.
No, you don't do that. You don't. I'm still laughing. You say he put pee in your coffee. Oh, man, I'd have killed him. If that was...
Yeah, we were driving back from Vegas on a road trip, and I had to go to the bathroom. So I stopped at the gas station, but I was pumping the gas. So I peed in a tea bottle and I put the top on it. And then when he came back from out the store, I threw the bottle to him, but I had the top on it, and he gonna catch it and said, "Oh, you want to play now, huh? Okay, I'm gonna get you back." And I had just got a fresh cup of hot coffee, and while I was pumping the gas, he took the pee from in the bottle and poured my coffee out and poured the tea in my coffee. Poured the pee in my coffee. So when I got back in the truck, I turned the coffee straight up like I'm hitting it hard, and I swallowed.
Oh man!
Before I can swallow all the piss, he was running out that truck. He was gone.
You know he was. Oh man, that's out of line.
I could have killed my son for that one.
Hell yeah, I would have. That's wild.
I didn't want to go to jail. That's why I had to get him back in the ring, man.
Man, I don't blame you, man. That right there is, oh man, that got me. I'm like in shock right now. Because I'm over here thinking, what would I do if somebody did that to me? We gotta fight.
If it wasn't my son, I'd be in jail. I would fucking beat him to death. You don't do that.
You're right. You know that you don't. That's something you don't do. That's way beyond disrespect. Way beyond disrespect. Hey, Iceberg Nerd said, who did he not get the fight that he really wanted to fight, and who does he feel ducked? Who do you feel ducked?
Mm. At my time and era, I don't think fighters we were ducking each other at that time because we fought everyone. At 140, everybody at 140 was fighting each other, so we didn't get a chance to pick and choose. The fight was there; it happened with the promoter.
Yeah, yeah,
But
because
now it's different. Because fighters pick and choose who they want to fight.
yeah, you fought everybody. Matter of fact, with that being said, what do you think about the state of boxing right now?
It's serious right now because of the injuries that are being in play with the fight game. Fighters losing a lot of weight, and when you lose so much weight, you lose it up top, and they dehydrating themselves, and then they trying to blow back up to put the water weight back on, and it's hurting the fighters. And also, fighters who are big star fighters are winning so much money, and then they celebrate and have a good time. They drinking, clubbing, fucking, and that hurts your body at the end. You go back in camp for 4 months, and you detox yourself, and you beat yourself up to get back in shape. And come fight time, you just complete. It's hurting the brain. It's hurting your body.
Yeah, and we were just talking about that the other day. I heard it's a our boxing historian Kurt Sugar. He was just saying that the other day. He said with these fighters, you know, dropping down so much weight the day before the fight just so they can make weight and then balloon back up. He said it's hurting them. It's hurting their body more than they expect, and that's why you get so many deaths in boxing. He said you're gonna always have deaths in boxing, but not like it is right now. Like it's different.
Yeah, it's totally different, man. Shit. People didn't expect. Shit, they say, Chop, how many fights you have? I didn't have 85 professional fights. I'm like, how come you can have so many fights and these other guys had less fights and they taking more damage?
Yeah.
It's
Because
with
they're
it's
not.
how they use their body, man. They're not dedicated to the sport.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. Cypress Hill said, "What's the best advice Chop Chop would tell a young person thinking about getting in boxing?"
In this sport, this is a sport you can't play. You don't get a chance to say, "Oh, I'm gonna take a break. It's time out." You have to give it your all, 100+%. You got to eat, sleep, shit boxing, and this is something you gotta do every day. Fighters don't study the way they used to. They go to the gym for 2, 3 hours, and after that, they are back home. They playing Fortnite, Gran Turismo, whatever game it is, or they hanging out with their boys and they going to the club on Friday. You want to become the best, you got to train like you the best. And there's only one motherfucker out there that's doing it right now, who have done it, and that's Floyd. He eats, sleeps, shit boxing.
He ain't even fighting and still training right now.
Yeah, he out the country still training.
Yeah.
He ain't even got no fight, but he keeping his body in shape just in case he get the itch to come back for another 300 million.
You ain't lying because that's exactly what he gonna make too. Drew Titan said Chop Chop is the reason why boxing world says Floyd had issues with Southpaw. So in a sense, he's a legend. Yeah, he's a legend.
Appreciate that.
He's a man. And is it any boxer right now that you think can even get close to pulling off the accomplishments Floyd did? Even get close. I ain't saying I don't think it's gonna be another
Nope, nope. You ain't even got to say it ain't none. These fighters don't have the mindset that Floyd had. From the time when he was just coming off the Olympics in '96, the boy already had it planned what he wanted to do. He wanted to be his own fucking boss. So when he got with Bob Byrne, he wanted to make the money that these other big fighters was making back then, like Tyson and them. So he wanted to market himself, and he had a strategy and a game plan, like Muhammad Ali. He's going to talk bullshit and sell tickets and put asses in seats, and then the promoter will have no other choice but to pay him.
Yeah. And that's exactly
He's
what he
a
did.
smart businessman. That's what he did.
The only other fighter that's even getting close to doing that right now is Deontay Wilder.
I wouldn't even say close. He ain't even gonna hit 100 million yet.
You don't think he's gonna hit 100 million? He's marketing the hell out of himself right now, though.
Yeah, but AJ didn't took a loss.
Yeah, that did hurt him. You don't think Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder can be a bigger fight because of the Mexican? No.
Because of the Mexican, that's gonna help it. But everybody wanted to see that AJ.
I still want to see
Wilder.
it. I still want to see it. Hey,
I don't think AJ gonna beat Andy again. I don't think he's gonna win. He's gonna get knocked out. He can't take a shot upside the head.
He can't fight short fighters. He don't know how to use his jab. Hey, Trick Nolte said, what fight was it that you said out loud, I chopped him up?
When I took the title fight on a 5-day notice to become WBO world champion. I got a phone call on Tuesday from Don King. They were asking me would I fight. I was a fill-in fighter. They called me to fill in for the champion because he has cataracts and he had to go have eye surgery. And they said, well, you fill in, but if you win, you got to fight him for the first title defense. And that's what I did.
Oh, damn. Who was that opponent?
It was Felix Flores.
Yeah, okay.
And that was Tito Trinidad nephew.
Oh, wow. Teacher, tell me something I didn't know. Hey, BFTB Boxer said if he could fight any of the top fighters today, who would it be and why?
It would be Tank. It would be the little gorilla, the little albino gorilla.
Why Tank?
Why? Because he's a lightweight at 135, number one. He mimicked his style just like Floyd, and he's a southpaw.
So, hey, you know what? I got a question. And this, I know this is outside of everything we done asked. This is just a boxing question. Do you think Gary Russell could beat Tank?
Whew. I don't think so. That's my opinion. Style make fight. Gary's a great fighter, very strong, and he's going to put that condition work in because he has a great strength and conditioning trainer. But Tank is a different breed of fighter. Like, they're different breeds of dog. And he's a different breed when it comes to fighting.
Yeah. What about Tank and a Devin Haney? I think that's a big fight.
I think that'll be a great fight, a great style matchup. And Tank not used to fighting people who know how to box. Devin know how to box. I boxed Devin before. That motherfucker can box. We sparred before at Floyd's.
Okay.
And just before he was who he is now, we sparred early in his career. This was a couple of years ago.
Do you think Devin Haney could beat Lomachenko?
If he knock him out, if he can catch him and knock him out. If he catch him in the right spot and hit him on the top of that head, he can knock him out. But if it go to decision, Lomachenko gonna win on the scorecard. He know how to maneuver his body and steal rounds and add up points. I spar him also for the Gary Russell fight.
Yeah. And see, and Loma's a real offensive fighter. I don't see a lot of defense from Loma. I just see a lot of offense. And his offense is his defense.
His offense is his defense. He know how to make you miss. He don't deflect a lot of punches, but he make you miss a lot. And he counter.
And see, that's why I guess that's why I look at Devin Haney as having the ability to beat him because I think his speed can offset some of that.
What do you think about this Gamboa and Tank?
I think that's going to be a good fight, but I think Tank get him out of there in 6.
I agree. It's a possibility I may be spawn Gamboa for the camp.
Oh man, man. If you do, can you get me some footage? I would love to see it.
It may not last long because if I go to camp, I might get kicked out.
Oh damn. Hey, I got my brother 503 Lion in the building with me. This is one of my Houston hard hitter brothers.
What's up with the chop Corley, man? Good to have you on the show, my brother.
Appreciate it, man. No doubt. I'm taking time out my busy schedule because I'm at the pit right now.
Hey, Chop, man. You and my brother, man, y'all got a good thing in common, man. Y'all boys like to cook and stuff, man. Are you still doing your nutrition stuff, man? With the cooking and stuff?
We trying to get some type of cooking show. I'm working on my cookware. I'm coming out with my own pots and pans sometime next year and my own knives. We're working on that, yeah.
Man, let me know because I will be the first one to buy some because I do cook. I meal prep and everything. I sell meal preps out there. I'm working on my own juices right now.
Okay. I love to eat, man. I think I had a dream. How much you weigh right now, Matt?
Me, I'm 281.
I had a dream. I was like 400 pounds one day. Man, that was a nightmare, man. I was walking sideways, and in the dream, I got to get this weight off me. But there's a way I can get it off. I started smoking that crack. I started hitting the pipe, man, in my dream. I got back to 140 pounds, and I quit. I said, okay, this is me. I ain't going to never get big.
Oh, man, I'm working on getting this weight off of me now. I'm in the gym every day. I'm eating right every day. My whole problem right now, I'm not even going to lie to you, it's carbs. It's hard as hell to get rid of carbs. Yeah. I got a question. Matter of fact, Renee Boxing Young said, while fighting in the ring, have you ever gotten so mad while fighting that you would take the fight personal?
No, I never take it personal, but it's a fight. When I fought in Russia, I beat the guy so bad, it almost brought tears to me how they cheat you out the country with the judges. And it was for the WBC, the WBA won the WBA lightweight title.
Yeah, and you know what? That's why I think I need Prograis to get that knockout tomorrow. I think he got to get that knockout tomorrow because I do believe they're gonna try to cheat him.
Yeah.
Who you got in that fight, by the way?
I like Shorty. I like Lil Ryan.
Who else fighting tomorrow? Erickson Lubin and Nathaniel Gallimore.
Yep, Shakur Stevenson versus Joey Gonzalez. That's another southpaw. What you think about that fight, Chop?
Huh?
Shakur Stevenson versus Joey Gonzalez, man. The Brick City boy from Jersey. Shakur Stevenson. What you think about him?
Great young prospect. I never got a chance to work with him. He was being trained by a former fighter out of D.C., Virginia.
Yeah, that's your neck of the woods, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What part of the DMV you from, man?
D.C. Southeast.
Okay, Southeast D.C.
That go-go music, man.
Oh yeah. Them girls take their clothes off and they hear that go-go music, boy.
Yeah, I seen videos.
Get in the water.
Hey, man,
that's a real DC, man.
What? That Chocolate City, I'm telling y'all. That's when Chocolate City is Chocolate City for real.
Okay. Let me ask Chop this, man. You say you from the DMV area, man. Which one of these guys you think is gonna be the next legend or next star like yourself to come out of the DMV? You know what I'm saying? To get those marquee fights like how you got back in your prime. Who you think gonna be that guy?
Stars coming out now. Well, I mean, Tank, he's from Maryland. Gary Russell, he's from DC. He
Mm-hmm.
live in Maryland now. But who else?
Uh,
Lamont Roach, he's fighting what's the name?
yeah.
Yeah, I like Lamar Roach.
Jerry Hurd.
I heard he's fighting what's the name? The WBO guy, Jamel Hurst.
Okay. Okay, yeah, man. I thought you was gonna say Tank, man, but you kind of giving them boys all a little shine, man. Did you ask him about the Gary Russell situation, bro?
Yeah, I asked him who would win out of Gary Russell and Tank. I didn't ask him as far as them ducking Gary Russell right now.
Right. What I want to ask him, man, why do you think it is Gary Russell is so inactive, man? You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like he letting all these up and coming guys from the DMV area pass him up, man. Dudes like Hurd and my man Tank, man. What's up with that, man?
With Gary always been a low key fighter, man. He never boasted and bragged about his accomplishment. He just done his thing in the ring, and that's how Gary always carried himself.
Right.
He had been this in the ring. He didn't boast about it and talk shit and brag about what he'll do to a fighter. But when they step up to the plate, he started to put it down every time.
That I agree. And I like Gary Russell. I do. But I just think he needs to fight more than one time a year.
Yeah, but that's another thing. See, when you have fast hands like he does, his hands are so quick he can't ball his fists up all the way because that's going to take some of the speed off his punches and give him a little more punching power. And the power is something he never worried about. It was always his hands. And that's the same thing with Floyd. His hand speed was so quick, he didn't have to worry about power. Speed kills.
Yeah. So they so worried about the hand speed.
Yep.
They don't want to fight a lot because it'll take away from it.
And then not balling your fists up completely when you punching, you're gonna have some injury.
Yeah.
There's a wear and tear in your hands every time you punch and you don't have a complete fist.
Okay.
Damn your knuckle.
Did you have that problem? Did you have that problem as a pro?
Not at all. I don't have good hand speed. I got power.
I know.
Hey, Ramsey Sutton III said, "What was your most lucrative match?"
It would be the Mayweather fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Cypress Hill said, "Oh no," he said Kevin Stenhouse said, "If he think that can you beat Crawford at 140?"
Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
I would get him, but I get him in a shootout. My thing is, if he gonna fight my fight, I'm gonna clip him. But if he listen to his corner and start boxing, he'll win. I have problem with people who like to box and use their long arm. In terms, he got good skills to box, but he get big headed and he got big balls. He'll sit in the pocket and try to fight me.
Yep. He will do that because that's what happened in the Jose Benavidez fight. And he got close.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure when he fight Earl Spence, he gonna try to do that, and he gonna get clipped.
That was my point. That was my only point. If he stay on the outside and box, he got a big chance of winning that fight. But getting in there with a dog fight with Earl, man, that's asking a whole lot of your chin and your body. Matter of fact, BFTB, I know we asked this earlier, but that was at the beginning. But he wanted to know your thoughts on Lomachenko.
Motherfucker, it's true.
I know.
That Russian, they don't call him the Matrix for nothing.
My cousin, Black Fight fan, would love to hear you say that right now. He'll need you in his corner.
Yes, sir.
I mean, style makes fights. And that damn boy, he's like an acrobat, man. When you get in there and if you can actually say, I spar with a guy like him or I spar him and see the shit that he does, the motherfucker ain't human, man. he's human, but you wouldn't think a fighter do the shit that he does. He's like an acrobat, man. He's one of circus. He's a damn ring acrobat. Somebody that belongs in a circus.
Okay. I just got to see him fight. I want to see him fight some tougher opponents at that weight class instead of like what he did with Guillermo Rigondeaux bringing him up or doing. You know, I want to see him. That's why I wanted to see him fight Devin Haney. I want to see him fight a Richard Comel Teofimo.
I would really love to see that fight, him and Haney, because he's going to test Devin. See, Devin never been in there with a fighter like Lomachenko. There is no fighter fight like this damn Russian, man. He's not normal. He don't do normal shit that fighters do.
No, he really don't. He really don't.
Nah, he don't, man. He don't.
Hey, BLTB also asked, what was that sparring with Devin Haney like?
The shit was intense. And he was young. This was about 3 years ago when I worked with him. And it was intense. Shorty can get right then and there. I knew Shorty was gonna be a problem when he get up there in the fight game.
Did he push you to your limits, or did he even like hurt you low key in y'all sparring sessions?
Nah, he never hurt me, but he made me step my fucking game up working with him. I don't even think he was pro yet.
Wow.
Damn. Is it?
This was like 3 years ago. I don't think he was pro 3 years ago.
I don't either.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah,
matter of fact,
and right there, I said that motherfucker gonna be a problem when he turned pro.
With matter of fact, with some of the people that you done sparred, who are some of the top fighters right now that's currently fighting right now that you spar with, and I want to know about them sparring sessions, like Earl or Terrence Crawford or Sean Porter.
Never got into the spot. I tried to get in Porter camp for the Earl Spence fight, but they were like, nah, Chop, you too small. I sparred with Danny Garcia, and then he fought Zab. But that was the one-sided workout right there, because I cracked Danny ribs and canceled the fight.
Ooh. Danny Garcia, Chop.
I'm the reason that fight got postponed, him and Zab fight.
Wow. I never knew that, bro. I never knew that. You knew that already?
No, I didn't know that. I don't think that ever got out. That's news. That's news.
Nah, it got out because Danny had cracked ribs. It got out. His ribs was cracked.
It didn't got out that you did it though.
I was the only one sponsored.
You know they weren't gonna let that information out the gym. Oh no, they weren't gonna let that out. Hey, matter of fact, speaking of Danny, and you know he's the mandatory in the WBC. What do you think about them passing out these franchise titles, man?
That's bullshit. That's some bullshit they doing there. Why they doing it? I just figured, I guess, it's to keep more belts out there and to keep the fighters busy, and the money's going to keep generating. What is a franchise?
I don't know, man. I honestly don't know, and it's irritating because
So
you
now
technically you're not the champion.
You got the franchise champion, which is Lomachenko. Then Devin Haney was given the WBC title now.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, they gave it to him, so he really didn't earn the championship. But then you got somebody like Lomachenko. You say you're a champion, but you don't have the belt. It's a trophy.
Why don't y'all just? They need to just go ahead and fight each other and don't do no franchise champion. Just make one champion.
That's my point. That is my point. It's really ridiculous, man.
But then there you go again. Though. That's the monopoly of the promoters and the network, because Devin is with the Zone, Lomachenko is with Bob Earl.
Yeah, and the sanctioning bodies working. I think all of them working against each other too. But I'm just waiting to see an undisputed champion, because with Lomachenko, with Devin Haney being the WBC champion, he's not going to be undisputed.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be undisputed, man. He ain't gonna be undisputed. I want to ask Chop, man. I know you rep the DMV heavy or whatever, man. You out there in Vegas.
2020 is gonna be my last year game of boxing and start promote. He's gonna be a star in the sport, and then I have two older ones who's somewhat into it but not taking it serious. And this sport, you gotta take it serious. And if you're not gonna take it serious, you can be my mother. I ain't gonna be bothered with you at the end of the day.
right.
Man.
Yep.
I can't have my flesh and blood taking on a sport and not being serious about it. And then getting hit upside the head. This shit is serious. You don't have long careers in this sport.
Yeah, you probably had the longest career I've seen in a long time.
Man, you had longevity though, Chop. I mean, but like I say though, man, fighters like you and Floyd, bro, they only come like every 15 to 25 years, man.
Every blue moon. Every blue moon.
Other fighters can have the same longevity. It's just they don't want to do the right thing. They want to drink and smoke. You can't put alcohol in your body consistently throughout the year of your career boxing. You drinking. Then you go to detoxing, you go training. You beating your body up. Your body's a fucking car. And you gotta run it like it's a car. It's a race car at the end of the day. You can't get the performance you want if you ain't taking care of your car.
Yeah.
No bullshit. Yeah, man.
I agree with you. So, hey, another question from BFTB Boxing. He said, what is your thoughts on the heavyweight division?
It's a great division. Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz, and AJ. And then you got Tyson Fury. Them four guys right there just going to make heavyweight popular again. All they got to do is keep fighting each other.
Yeah. What you think about November 23rd in a couple of weeks with Wilder and Ortiz? I know you probably got Wilder.
I like Wilder. I hope he put him to sleep.
I think he is going to put him to sleep again.
But Ortiz going to come to fight, though, man.
Agreed.
He's going to come to fight harder than he did the first time.
He's going to have to. He's going to have to. If he want to win, for one, he's going to have to fix that gas tank. He got to. But I think that's why he went the distance in the last.
Down. Only way he's going to win, he got to knock Wilder down.
Yeah. So
if he can't drop Wilder, that's it.
What is it about being a southpaw, and you see Luis Ortiz being a southpaw? What is it about y'all, man, that makes y'all so tricky and awkward, man, and gives dudes problems all the time?
It's the punch coming from the opposite side. Most right-handed fighters, they see everything coming from. They can see everything coming from the right side.
Right.
It will be on this side.
Mm-hmm.
But when they work with southpaw, the southpaw is coming from the left.
Right.
So everything is coming from their blind side. And if you're working with a fighter who throws a lot of right hooks or a lot of lead left hands and then finish with a right hook, that right hook is catching them from the blind side.
Okay. And with that being said, what's worse for a fighter to recover from? A flush headshot or a flush body shot?
Worse? Geez. I had a couple of those. Let me see.
Yeah.
I would say the body shot, because the body shot, it takes longer to recover from. The headshot, you can shake it off a little bit, especially if you make it back to the corner. They can put that cold ice water on to shock your brain. But a body shot, that sucker lasts a good 6 minutes, man. More rounds. And if the fighter's smart, he can just take his time and then work that shot again.
Yeah, that's why you seen Keith Thurman running when Pacquiao caught him with that body shot.
And Collazo.
Yeah, and Collazo. Yeah, and Sean Porter. Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, this is a damn good interview, man. It's always good to chop it up with a legend like you, man. I got somebody else said, ask Chop Chop, do he think Floyd could have beat any other old school great fighters? And if it's any other today fighters that could have compete with the old school great fighters?
Floyd and the old school fighters.
I'm gonna ask you one. Like Sugar Ray Leonard, him and Sugar Ray Leonard. Who you got?
The young Floyd and Ray Leonard. I would go with Floyd. Why? Because I know his lifestyle of living. He didn't drink. Floyd don't drink. He don't smoke. Ray was a party cat. Ray drink. Ray get high. And
What?
That's what? You come on. Who said what?
I'm saying what, like for real? I didn't know, bro.
You didn't know Ray used to get high?
Yeah, everybody knew Ray got high.
I didn't know that.
I did.
I'm a 90s baby, bro. I'm a 90s baby, Chop Chop.
Yeah, he 90s.
Slack, man.
That's why I say that's my little brother. That's my little brother.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know, man. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know, Chop.
Oh, man.
You know?
Yeah. Ray got drunk, too. Ray got drunk.
I never knew that.
Ray drink.
Yeah.
And then that was my manager when I first turned pro in '96.
Oh,
okay.
That I didn't
So
know.
I tried to be around him and spar with him for the Hector Camacho fight. I think what helped my career is me working with these legend fighters. I was sparring Pernell Whitaker in 1996, as soon as I turned pro. I started sparring Ray in '97, helping them get ready for the Hector Camacho fight. I was sparring Frankie Randall in camp when I signed with Don King. So I was sparring legendary fighters at an early age in my career.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope, man.
And you know, I'm kind of glad you said that because you kind of answered because me and BFTB Boxing, he in the chat right now asking a few questions. And we had a whole 2-3 hour live stream talking about who would win out of Floyd and Sugar Ray Leonard. I said Sugar Ray because that's one of my favorite fighters, and he said Floyd. And seeing that you'd have been around both of them, you kind of answered it. He won that. You won this round, champ.
I just knew he was gonna roll with his DC boy, man, and Ray Leonard. But I mean, you know, you gotta respect that.
I just look at the lifestyle of Ray living coming up. He was a golden fighter. He won a gold medal. And he had so much given to him as he won the gold medal in the Olympics. He was a star.
Mm-hmm.
And then Floyd didn't win the gold medal, took bronze. And then he had a mindset where, look, they robbed me of my gold medal. I want to become the best fighter in the fucking world at the end of the day. I want to exceed everybody. I want to pass Muhammad Ali legacy. Sugar Ray Robinson legacy. He want to beat everybody's legacy. That's how Floyd looked at himself.
And matter of fact, speaking of that, BLTB asked a question right now. He said, what was his best KO win and what was your most memorable fight and why?
My best KO win?
Okay, I found this on the web.
You say my best KO win?
Yeah, your best KO win.
I got a couple good ones, but the one that stands out for me would be I chopped them up. I took that fight on a 5-day notice, man.
That WBO championship.
You can't ask for nothing no better than that one, man. When your job is to go to the gym and train, and they call you to fight for a world title on 5 days.
Yeah.
You got to be ready at the end of the day. This is your job. Why not ready?
You ain't got to get ready if you stay ready.
You stay ready. There you go.
You know, I be trying to tell them that. That's why I named my channel this. You ain't got to get ready if you stay ready. And that's one thing. I stay ready. They know that. You know what I'm saying? One of them ones asked, if he has any commentary on one of my favorite fighters, Mark Johnson from DC.
Another Hall of Fame legend. I got a chance to spar with Mark. Oh man, that little joker is slick like grease also. Southpaw. He was very tricky when we were sparring back in the days.
Man, that was a legend too. I actually was supposed to interview Mark Johnson. He's training a fighter right now that I interviewed called Cornell Hines.
Yeah, Cornell. I know Cornell.
Yeah, I interviewed Cornell. That was one of my first few interviews when I started doing this. And him and Mark was actually in the gym training at that moment. He just lost recently too, but he's getting back in it. I think he's still gonna be a good fighter. He's a Golden Boy fighter too. But Mark training, and I was trying to get Mark on here, but I hadn't talked to him since. I'm gonna talk to him though. I got another one. He said, when you fought Cotto, was that fight took from him to protect Cotto, or did the referee do him a favor?
Man, the referee gave that boy a early Christmas present in February. He got a gift, man, because the game plan for that fight was to take Cotto in the later round. When I heard him, he was still strong and he was dangerous. So I didn't want to apply too much pressure because the motherfucker still weighed 158 pounds. And the game plan was to get him in the later rounds. He's going to get tired, then we get the knockout. But he can punch. He hit me on my hip, and my hip went numb.
I like Cotto. Cotto is one of my favorite fighters. I think he got cheated in a couple of those fights, but that was a good fight with you guys too. Yeah, the ref did save it. Come to think about it. Hey, and Trick notes as he said, do you still keep in touch with Andrew Council and Keith Holmes?
All the time. I talked to Andrew 2 days ago. He ordered a headgear for one of his little kids that's be fond my son.
Man. I see a lot. It's a lot. They got a lot of questions in here too today. Greetings, Gregory Wise said. He said, "Greetings, my brother. It is my opinion that since you can't win a franchise belt, it is only there to protect select fighters." Oh, true. That's you see, no black fighters got it, but we'll talk about that another time. But
I want to ask Chop this, man, before you go to somebody else, man. Who I'm looking at some of your former fights, man. Who hit harder in your opinion? Ruslan, Provodnikov, Matisse, or Maidana?
I gotta go with Matisse. In the Madonna fight, I know Matisse. His shit was like a tsunami, man. That shit was all over me.
Damn.
Yeah, so you missed that earlier.
Okay, yeah, I must have missed it. Okay.
He was too big for me. And then I watched the Madonna fight 2 days ago. I forgot that motherfucker knocked me down. I didn't know that until I watched that fight. I said, damn, that motherfucker knocked me down in that fight. He caught me with a beautiful motherfucking right curveball. When that don't hit me on my chin, I went down. I said, damn, I got up from that. I said, damn, I must got a chin. That motherfucking right hand hit me on my button. Go back and watch that fight.
Yeah, you been in there with some heavy hitters for sure, man. I gotta give you that, man. You never duck no smoke. You know what I'm saying?
The Provodnikov fight, that fight was in Russia. That's the fight I won. I just outboxed him, and he don't punch hard.
Oh, okay. Why did Timothy Bradley make it look like that? Like the nigga punch hard, man. You know what I'm saying?
When he came over here, when Ruslan came to the U.S., he got a U.S. trainer to start working with him. That's the same thing Madonna did. Madonna got Robert Robert Garcia started training with him. So he became a better fighter.
Okay. Makes sense, man. That's what they do. Come to America.
What do you think? Matter of fact, what do you think about Timothy Bradley and his boxing career? Do you think he had a Hall of Fame career?
I think so. He fought some great fighters over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I always wanted to see him fight some of these PBC fighters, but he never would fight outside of the top rank. Everybody he fought was a top rank fighter. Damn near.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see him fight some other competition. That's me personally.
I think all fighters should fight other fighters from other promotion companies. They shouldn't all keep it in one.
And see, the PBC not really a promotional company because they giving the power back to the fighters, but it's like the promotional companies don't want to work with people that's PBC fighters because those fighters make so much money.
Yeah, but what was it about you though that made you fight with everybody, man? It seemed like you didn't have that problem, Chop. You know what I'm saying?
It was because it was just Don King and Bob Byrne pretty much at the time. And Golden Boy, he wasn't even promoting yet. He was just still fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, he took the place of Don King. Don King still promoting though, just not as much as he used to.
Okay. So you used to be on the Don King and Top Rank?
Nah, we fought against Top Rank when I fought Cotto.
Okay.
I promoted with Don King at that time still.
Right.
But they both came together to make the fight. If I would have won, then Bob Byrne would have had options to promote the next fight.
How was it working under Don King? As far as not so much as far as the promoting the fights, but just working up under him in general.
I would say he didn't do right by me because when I won the title on a 5-day notice, I didn't get a chance to defend the title until a year later. I helped you in Showtime on a 5-day notice, and then you don't let me defend the title for a whole year. And then after I make my first defense, I don't defend again for another whole year.
Yeah.
So I'm world champion for 2 years and I only defended the title twice.
They couldn't get more defenses, more accolades.
And then after that, then I fight Zab Judah and lose a split decision and still can't get a rematch.
Yeah.
And who was Zab with at the time? Was he with Top Rank?
No, he was with DK.
Okay, so that was an in-house fight. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you fought Floyd, that was with Top Rank, or Floyd was
No, Floyd was with Top Rank.
Okay.
Floyd
was coming up.
Yeah, Floyd.
I was his first fight at 140 pounds.
Floyd left Top Rank right after the Oscar De La Hoya fight, wasn't it?
No, he left him after the kid that passed away.
Diego
Corrales.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Cypress Hill asks if Chop have you ever fought with a serious injury like a broken hand or some bad affect the fighters mentally?
I thank God I never had no injuries like that. Never.
I'm glad you didn't either. You was, man, just thinking about some of those fights. What was it like fighting a fighter like Devin Alexander?
Devin was quick, man. He didn't have much pop, but he was quick. I thought Devin would have more power in his punching because he was so cut up. That nigga arms look like Popeye. But Devin never had the punching power, but he had quick hands.
Okay.
Now Randall Bailey can punch. The KO King.
Yeah, I remember Randall Bailey.
Man,
matter of fact, he just got knocked out. How long ago was that? It wasn't that long ago, actually. He just got knocked out. But yeah, I remember Randall Bailey. So, hey, what do you think about the Charlo brothers? I got to ask you because that's my favorite fighters in boxing right now.
Two great twin brothers, two great champions. It's just their attitude is. I guess they just reflect off of their life, the way they was brought up, and they just don't give a fuck, man. They just reckless.
Do you think it's
They don't
reckless?
get.
Because a lot of times you don't see them talk until somebody talk to them reckless, and they always respond. They just the way they respond, it's different.
Yeah, their response is negative. Everything's like a fight with them.
Yeah.
When it don't have to be that, it can just be. I'm just trying to promote something. It's a business at the end of the day. But they had a mindset where they wouldn't take it to the fucking streets, man.
Well, you talking about like with the Demetrius Andrade when he told him we could take it outside. Well, I think the issue with that was because Jamel and Demetrius had a fight signed, and Demetrius pulled out the week of the fight because he said he wasn't getting paid enough money. And then he come back and calling him out trying to fight him. And he said, "Man, you had to fight. You had the fight signed. You'd have pulled out. But we can go outside and fight right now."
Nah, they ain't gonna get no money outside fights. Why you gonna do that?
Yeah. I guess it's just, it's a respect thing. I look at it, but you're right. And what was that question? BFTB said. Oh, he answered that one. BFTB. He said. He already said. He said everybody fought each other back then. He was asking, what was a fight that you wanted that you didn't get?
John Bay Mitchell.
Why you say that? Why did you want that fight so bad?
When you're from the same area and both of y'all fight the same weight class, one got to think he's better than the other. Well, Sean Bay just thought he was better than me. So he always talked about me. And I'm like, why are you going to talk about me? I'm a nobody. I ain't done nothing to nobody. I just knocked out the guy that you took 12 rounds to beat. That's all. So why don't you give me a shot? I wanted to fight him. He wouldn't fight me.
He said somebody else just asked. He just asked, have you ever sparred Pernell Whitaker and how was it?
I spent damn near 6 months with Pernell Whitaker sparring. It was great. I learned. That's my idol. I learned so much from Pernell. He was the first.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he kind of made you the fighter that you is. You know what I'm saying?
Not kind of. He did. He talked to me. He mentored to me. He showed me stuff in the ring. Like he was my trainer. And he was like, Chop, when you're in there, you got to find your rhythm. And that's something I try to tell my son. When you're in there, you got to find your rhythm. You just can't fight just to be there fighting. There's a rhythm to what you're doing. It's like music. And if you look back over the old years, the old fighters, it's a rhythm how they done stuff. They jump rope. Sugar Ray Robinson used to jump rope and tap dance. It's a rhythm when they're in there doing it. When they was boxing, they boxed at a rhythm. It's a pace. And fighters don't do that now. They just flat out just wow.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I said that earlier. These fighters don't have that the head movement and none of that like the fighters of the old days. Hey, BLTB also said, did you ever want Pac-Man?
I would have liked to got a fight with Manny Pacquiao, but Manny don't fight no softballs. For some reason, I don't know why.
Oh, great point.
That is a good point because I'm trying to think that's why he ain't fought Earl. I'm trying to think. Has he fought a southpaw? Bro, I can't even think of one. Not one. Not one. He said, what was your take on Vivian Harris' fight and how he was able to beat him? How were you able to beat him?
Well, the score is tied. Me and Vivian 1-1 now. That's what the judges said. But the first time we fought each other, that fight was easy compared to the second time. And he knocked me down. in the first fight. That fucker can punch too. It's pretty much the guys that are much taller, they got that leverage, they can punch. You know what I mean? Randall Bell, they got some thunder behind their right hand. But the game plan, when I fought them, I had to move my head a lot and make a miss and counterpunch. And that's how I beat Randall and also beat Vivian the first time.
Okay.
Hey, I want to ask, Chop Chop, man. You from the DMV area, man? Is it a real fight base, and is it real fight fans out there in the DMV area, man? I seen you had a lot of fights in that area, man. Did you have a real fan base back in the day when you was in your prime? And how are the fans in the DMV? Cause Don, we from Texas, man. We from Houston, man. We ride for our Texas fighters hard. You know what I'm saying? It's a real big fan base out here for the Charlos and Earl Spence, man. So how are them DMV fans, man?
Nah, in my era when I was champion and coming up, they were big fight fans, but they were for the older fighters: Mark Two Sharp Johnson, Darryl Coley, Keith Holmes, Andrew Council, Randy Green. They supported them guys because that was the era that boxing was real big when Simon Brown and Sugar Ray Leonard, all them was coming up. And it was a big drug thing because all the drug dealers was around the fighters at that time. They went to the fights, they supported the fighters, and they also kicked the fighters' money as well. They took their fighters.
What year is this? What this the 80s, 70s? When was this? You know what I'm saying?
This was
early
in the
90s.
The late 80s and early 90s.
Oh, gotcha.
So as he said Mark Two Sharp Johnson, I knew what it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Johnson was a beast, man. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, who is the biggest fighter to come out of DC?
The biggest?
Yeah, the most.
The DMV or just DC?
Yeah, DC.
Thinking. I would go with the Peterson brothers, Lamar, because he's a multiple-time world champion.
Okay. Lamar Peterson and his brother?
Well, the brother ain't doing much. He's about to fight again. Anthony's about to fight in December. But Lamar.
Yeah. I didn't even think about Lamar.
Lamar was so quiet. He's so quiet. You wouldn't even know that the champion was in the city.
Yeah, he stays to himself. I didn't, you know what? And I forget he from DC.
See?
Oh man! Hey, matter of fact, this is a good question, and I gotta ask you this: when you went into any of your fights, did you have any fears going into any fight?
Fear?
Yeah.
Damn. For what? What am I fear? That's just like this bare knuckle shit I'm trying to take on. What is the fear? I got two hands, he got two hands. Either I'm gonna knock him out or he gonna knock me out. And I ain't worried about that. I've been knocked out before, so
yeah.
I love the fucking fight at the end of the day.
What was the fight that you had that you thought was gonna be a hard fight, but it ended up being easy?
The Philly Flores fight, that fight on the Friday notice. Because the way he forced Sean Bay, I knew he was gonna give me hell.
And he went in there and I chopped him up. Hey man, I got one more question for you, and then I'm gonna get ready to close it out so you can go and kick it. BLTB. Hey, BLTB said if you could fight any fighter this era, who would it be?
It would be Tank.
Oh yeah, you said that. We talked about that. Yeah, I remember you said that earlier. So
I mean, hold up. The thing with Tank, he after he wins, he jumps on top of the rope and he beats his chest. He's a gorilla.
Yeah.
but he's not the black gorilla. He's the albino gorilla. He's the light-skinned gorilla. I'm the black gorilla. So that would be the fight. Two gorillas going at it like Caesar in Planet of the Apes.
Hey, yeah.
Big ape shit, man. I like that. I like that. I like that.
You got any more questions for 503?
I want to ask him about the bare knuckle situation, man.
Okay.
Will you be doing a bare knuckle fight, man? And is that something for the fans to look forward to?
Yes, sir.
Say that again.
I say, will you be doing a bare knuckle fight, and that's something for the fans? Should we be looking forward to that? Will you be going?
Soon. I'm going into it. We already signed the contract. We just waiting on a date and opponent. They got a date right now scheduled November 16th in Biloxi, Mississippi. I think I'm going to attend that fight, and I'm going to try to get the champion the following next year, 2020.
Okay.
But I'm definitely going into it. The reason is, motherfuckers don't want to fight me in the ring, so I go to bare knuckle and fight. They don't care who they fight.
They damn sure don't.
Yeah, man.
Matter of fact, hey, thinking about that, Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins just agreed to fight. You heard about that?
I've been reading about it. They agree, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I hope it do. I mean, they both old fighters. Roy is in his 50s now. Bernard in his 50s. They both still much in pretty good shape. They can pass the physicals. Why not let them happen?
Yeah, it's only going to be a 4-rounder if it happened, but.
What? That's all?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't want to see that, man. I don't. That's a damn smart match. You want to spar for 4 rounds and make some money. Nah. Motherfucker fight for 10 rounds. Get some shape.
Yep.
I'm with you on that, Chop Chop.
I'm with you on that. So before we close it out, do you got any advice for any of these the guys in the chat, any of these fighters that's listening, anything you want to tell them?
Man, fighters, they're going to say, man, I ain't listening to his ass. He got 33 losses. I got 51 wins, and I got a lot of knowledge. That's what going to say, I ain't listening to him. Man, see how many fights you end up with at the end of your career and see where you still be able to speak and talk and have the knowledge that I have. I got a lot of wisdom. If you're going to do this sport, give it 100. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't cut corners. I know I was young at one time, too. I used to try to drink and go to the go-go's. I tried smoking weed. I ain't no motherfucking saint, but I knew what I wanted, so I gave that shit up. I wanted to become world champion.
And you did. Man, so you should the ones that say they ain't gonna listen to you, but for that one fighter that's gonna listen to you and take it in, what would you tell them?
Do everything the right way, man. Do what your trainers say. When you go to the gym, train 100. When you go home, you still got to train. Just because you go to the gym and the gym is over with, don't think you got to go home and don't train. You still got to study. Boxing is education. It's school. You go to the gym, you learn. You come home, you're still in school. You got to study at the end of the day. That's the only way you're going to get better.
Facts. Watch old fights. Learn from the fighters of the past.
That's right.
Learn from the legends. Man, I appreciate you.
We've been learning from the beginning. When we go to school, we study the books.
History. Man, I appreciate you for coming on with me, man. You got to come back on another day when you get some time.
Yeah, man, this was good, man.
This ain't nothing, man. I'm good.
Will you be watching the fights this weekend, Chop Chop? Do you even watch boxing, man?
Yeah, I watch.
Okay.
Matter of fact, who you picking in the Erickson Lubin Nathaniel Gallimore fight?
And which fight is that?
That's tomorrow PBC card. Erickson Lubin and Nathaniel Gallimore.
Yeah, 154.
Yeah, 154. And then you got Easter Bunny, Robert Easter fighting Adrian Granados tomorrow.
I like Robert Easton. I work with him also in camp.
How was he in sparring?
He know how to. His dad had him using that damn long reach on me until I got close to him, and then his dad gonna be like, "Nah, Chop, what you doing?" I'm like, "I'm working." Nah, we ain't talking about that kind of work. I said, "Oh, you want me to use my head? You want me to be a bobblehead dog for your son. But when I start cutting the shit close and getting inside with them hooks, you want to say something. I said, send me home.
Right on. Who you got?
Damn.
Who you got with Shakur and Joette? Because Joette. I don't know why.
Shakur should knock him out by the 6th round.
You think it's gonna? Ooh, that's a first.
I was gonna say 6-round knockout, child. That's what's up.
Already. And one more, and then you got Regis and Josh Taylor.
I like Regis, man.
All right. Down the board, all his picks is my same pick. So, if any of them wrong, I'm gonna call you, Chop.
Man, what's your pick on who you got on the Canelo? Canelo and Kovalev.
Honestly, I want to go with Canelo so bad. I'm picking Canelo, but I think it's gonna be rough. Because Kovalev, I like Buddy McGurk is one of my favorite trainers, and I see the difference in how Kovalev fights since he put Buddy McGurk in his corner.
Oh, he looked different?
He looked way different. Especially in the Alvarez fight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Canelo looked better every time he get in the damn ring for some reason since Mayweather put that ass whooping on him. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You ain't lying. I'm picking Canelo, but I won't be surprised if Kovalev pull it off.
Yeah, man, I got Canelo myself too, man. But Sergey, he gonna make it tough, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think he gonna piece his ass up. That jab is gonna be serious. He always had a good jab.
That's his weapon. That may try to dictate the judges and score for him if he use it.
Yeah, he got to use it right. We'll see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. It ain't that far away. I'm ready to see it too. Man,
I appreciate the interview.
Man, I appreciate you coming on, man. Tell the people how they can follow you. Tell them your social media accounts so they can come your way.
Reach me on Instagram, Demarcus Corley 2019, because Instagram took my other Chop Corley page down for no reason. I don't know why. But they can follow me on Facebook as well, Chop Corley. My Instagram is Demarcus Corley 2019.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, man. Hey, go ahead and close them. It's out 503.
Hey, man. This has been another ringside view, man, with the champ, man. Chop Corley, man. We did a lot of chopping today, man, with the champ, man. This was a good ringside view. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the champ, man. Hopefully we can have him back real soon. You know what I'm saying? We can, break down some of these fights and keep talking. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Stay Ready, man, for getting the interview. You know what I'm saying? Keep working, big bro. Keep doing what you're doing. You're making Houston look good, man. You're putting on for the city in a real major way. We got more things coming with these up-and-coming fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be on the lookout for that, man. I know my boy Legendary say he's supposed to be covering the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of shit coming, man. The Houston Hard Hitters is working, man. And just like that, you know what I'm saying? We gone, man. H-time for real, man.
Already, man. Shout out to the almighty LDBC Lions Den boxing community. If you didn't know, now you know. Man, make sure y'all like, comment, and share this video on y'all social media platforms, so we can get more views on this interview, because this was a great interview today. Man, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you can get the notification every time I drop some fire content. Miss Boxing, Beverly Rose is coming on next at 10 o'clock tonight, Central Time, 11 o'clock Eastern. Y'all go check those ladies out. They're going to be talking about boxing tonight. And it's your boy Mac with StayReadyBoxingTV. You ain't got to get ready if you stay ready, man.
H-time for real.
Man, peace. Man, I appreciate that.